Probability is not proof. This is a primary principle in both the philosophy of science and the practice of law. It reflects the understanding that while probability can tend to indicate the likelihood of an event or fact, it does not provide certainty, not absolute certainty. Only by making an event or fact certain do we reach the ultimate threshold of proof. In legal proceedings, the burden of proof lies with the party asserting a claim. In civil litigation, decisions are made based on a balance of probabilities or the greater weight of evidence. There's a bit of wiggle room when absolute certainty cannot be established, but in criminal cases, the burden is beyond a reasonable doubt. And where any doubt remains, the certainty that is truly proof is impossible. Proof in a criminal case should be predicated solely on the certainty of alleged facts. In much of today's judicial decisions in criminal cases, however, convictions result from opinions of juries, pure speculation, guesswork, and flimsy probabilities. Innocent people suffer. Writers throughout history have grappled with the competing natures of probability and proof. Aristotle remarked, "It is part of probability that many improbable things will happen," opening the door for decisions to look beyond what could be and seek only to know what is. Charles Dickens saw possibilities and probabilities as one, suggesting that we approach uncertain outcomes with caution. Such historic insights underscore the idea that while probability can guide expectations, it is not the same as proof. We are reminded of one of the most unassailable maxims of reasoning, a primary principle that cannot be challenged, that two things, merely similar, are never the same. Consider a sailor far from shore on a dark and foggy night without modern navigational tools. The moon and stars cannot be seen. His sextant is useless. He can only guess at his position based on dead reckoning, that is, estimating from his last known fix, considering his ocean currents and approximate speed and the direction in the interim. He cannot know for certain where he is, so he is left with the necessity of guesswork, probability, just as we from time to time are faced with navigating through troubles based solely on what we consider primary principles we believe trustworthy. The distinction between probability and proof is key to setting limits on what we can know for certain and when wisdom commands us to ask questions. While probability can inform our beliefs and actions, it falls short of providing the certainty that proof demands. To see this distinction clearly is crucial, not only in law and science, but in our everyday lives, where false assumptions frequently lead us to disasters. In health, in our financial decisions, and in our interpersonal relationships with family and friends. When government leaders make decisions based on probabilities, the consequence affects us all. False assumptions not infrequently trigger war, leaving death and destruction in the wake, where peace and prosperity could have flourished if only those charged with leadership were more disposed to inquire more deeply into circumstances in search of certainty before proceeding to bloodshed and wasteful horror that warfare always is. We all are faced with choices every day: to move forward or hold back, to buy or sell, to love or doubt. In all these things, we are tempted to consider possibilities, what might be, what might have been, if only. When we choose wrongly, there are always adverse consequences, consequences our reasoned quest for certainty could have avoided. Clearly, there are times when we must guess, when a guess is all we have to go by, like the sailor far from shore on a cloudy, starless night. But we also tend to jump at conclusions based on nothing more than what we were told by others, or the likelihood that this or that might be true, when we could have set the anchor of our hope in certainty by recognizing that probability is not proof. whatever may be said to the contrary by loose-minded people who let others do their thinking for them. To know a thing for certain is far more to be preferred than wandering through life on mere belief, when knowing is within our grasp. We hope this short presentation has convinced you to agree that probability is not proof, and that the publication of this primary principle is worthy of your participating effort. Thank you.